Hey folks, Randy here with Dolan Cut and Trim. So it's kind of an ironic twist, but you know how my backpack blower got stolen sometime Friday night or Saturday morning. I actually used the backpack that day because my this blower, the pull cord broke. Now, ironically, there's a bolt missing. I don't know what happened to that, or screw, whatever it is that STIHL uses. You know what I'm talking about. So I did use that backpack blower one more time, and um, yeah, but so now I got to fix this obviously before you know before I start mowing on Monday, which is today actually, because I'm recording this in the morning. Um, originally when I was doing this, I was like, oh, this would be a cool video because I've never actually had to replace the pull cord on this before. But then I realized, the pull cord on this thing is black. So I've definitely replaced the pull cord on before. I have no memory of doing it, but clearly I did. And so I always use that black paracord. You can get it like Home Depot. I'm sure you can get it at Lowe's or probably pretty much anywhere. You probably get it at Walmart. It's the eighth inch paracord. And every time I use it, I always think to myself, man, this is actually too big. I should go a size smaller. But then when it's time to buy a new paracord, I never remember what size I was using before. Honestly, the next time I have to buy paracord, there's no way I'm going to remember that an eighth inch is too big. Unless, of course, me talking about it for so long here somehow like imprints it into my memory somehow. Who knows? But anyway, so I'm taking this metal clip off, and today was like the day where I realized all kinds of like cool tricks for when you put this thing back together. You know the little black piece that's turns the engine over. Um, when you go to put that clip back on, just make sure the little bump out area on the clip is facing the same way as that black flap. Um, it never occurred to me before until I was doing this. I feel actually kind of proud of myself for having thought of that. And then, I do the same steps every time with the same thoughts every time. Like right now, I'm trying to get the paracord that's too big out of that knot out of the hole. And every time I do that, I always have the same thought. Man, I really should have bought some needle nose pliers. But then when I'm in the store, I'll be looking at like Home Depot or wherever. I'll be looking at the store and the tools, thinking about, oh, should I just impulse buy something? And I'll see the needle nose pliers, and I'm just like, I just can't think of a reason why I would ever need needle nose. And so, you know, I don't buy them. Now, I'm showing you guys all the frustration here. I struggle with paracord putting it in every time, again, because it's too big. Usually what ends up happening is that white stuff goes in, but not the black end. Um, and like no, sometimes I'll actually take a drill and just widen the holes. Well, this time I think I might be a genius because I actually figured out the best way to do this. You're gonna see it here eventually, but basically, pull back the black sheathing. You'll see me do it, but pull back the black. I'm gonna do it soon, or I actually just did it. No, I'm confused. I don't know. Yeah, I might have just done it. But anyway, pull back the black sheathing, and then pull that through, and then just cut off the that excess. Maybe I didn't do it. I'm confusing myself, but anyway, that's a good trick. If I didn't do it here, you'll see me do it when I do the handle. So so I got that knot in there, and I actually was proud of myself because usually I have to thread the handle twice. Because normally the next step I'll do in this is thread the handle, and then when I go to put that whole assembly back in, I'll be like, oh, I wasn't supposed to I wasn't supposed to do the handle yet, and I'll have to cut it off and start over. This time I didn't forget. Um, so I think this might be where it occurred to me that if I just put cut back the inner white part and just put the sheathing in, that would actually make it easier. Did I remember to do that this time? Like I fast forwarded this whole thing. It's like, is it? Oh, yep. Here we go. Here I'm doing that cool trick that I've been teasing for the last couple minutes. So as you can see, you cut that and then you pull that out, and now it's all thin and flimsy, and you can just like push it through. It's still a pain in the butt, but it works way easier. And then you just cut off the excess, which actually is not even really necessary because I always make sure to cut the paracord way too long when I do this process. So, so now that that is through the hole, I can put that little cup thing back in. And then there's like a little opening on there, and you got to line that up with the end of the spring. Thank God the spring didn't come out when I did this. One time I was replacing a pull cord and the spring just flew out, and I had to like rewind the spring and get it in there. It wasn't enjoyable. I actually recorded that video. And so now I can't see what I'm doing because my big hands are in the way. I think I might have been putting the retain clip back in. And so now I'm gonna put the I can't think, man. I'm putting the cord through the handle. There you go. And like this, it's like one of those things where like it never really feels like it's working. You just gotta kind of keep working it, you know, and just kind of keep pressuring it in there, and eventually you start to see some signs of life. But just kind of how I feel like every pull cord on handheld equipment goes. It's so much easier to replace the pull cord on a mower. So much easier. But anyway, so when I'm doing this, like I think this whole job, because I recorded pretty much the whole thing, and it was like 15 minutes of footage, and this video is going to end up being like 9.5 minutes long. So I didn't really cut. I did cut some stuff out, but I actually, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Man, I'm just not feeling it today. You know how you feel like sometimes things can be like a bummer for you, but you're kind of like riding high, so you're fine, but then like a couple days later is when it kind of sinks in. It's starting to annoy me the fact that somebody stole from me. You know, I discovered that Saturday. I had a great attitude about it Saturday. I had a great attitude about it Sunday. But this morning, man, maybe it's because it's wet outside, so I know it's going to be a uncomfortable day to work in, but like, oh, just really not feeling it. But oh well. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm getting off topic. I was about to start talking about the stolen blower again, but really not necessary. So now I've got the pull cord on there. I gotta tell you, one of the things I don't like about this particular blower is that, by the way, these scissors, I love these scissors. I use them all the time. I know a lot of guys would use like like a utility knife or just a regular knife to cut all the paracord. But I'm telling you, those scissors, man, they are perfect for when you got to cut paracord because it just gives a nice clean cut. Except for when it doesn't, if you watch back on, you know, this video. So I actually tried to get a little cute here because, like I said, I only got the 2 bolts or screws to put the cover back on. But I really wanted to have all 3, so I was going to try and poach one from somewhere else. But like on these, you know, I guess homeowner model blowers, like every screw is kind of important. So I tried to take a screw from the bottom, which I can't remember if I actually showed that or not. Am I going to show it? Yeah, I was going to. Yep. I did leave it in there. I was going to try and use this one, but it's a different size. So, and I didn't really feel comfortable taking any of the screws from any of the other spots. So you'll see I started to buzz it in, but then it got tight real quick, and I was like, this isn't going to work. So I just backed it right back out and decided to put it back. So, I mean, it's been working fine with just 2 screws in it for God only knows how long since the last time I had to do this. So, should still work now. You know, it's worth pointing out you could do all this with the steel tool, but why do that when you got a Milwaukee tool? You know what I mean? So as you can see, it's working fine. Not a problem. So, for any who's doing cut and trim, thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.